Hello and welcome back to Hawks Tarot. I'm Dr. Jennifer Hawks. I am actually going to do a very interesting read today. We're going to go Aries through Pisces. And what I'm going to pull on is actually asking what shadow work does each of my signs need to actually look at right now? What lessons are we supposed to be learning right now at this point in our lives? And I hope this resonates. I hope this is helpful for a lot of you. Shadow work is so important to do, and it will help us to not only advance energetically, but also to feel more balanced within ourselves, to be more balanced within our interactions with others. And so I thought, this was actually a beautiful topic that I don't see um, a lot of other readers doing. And so I wanted to just go through it with you guys today. And like I said, I'm going to be pulling on what lessons do we need to be learning right now, what shadow work is most important for us to focus on at this point in time. Today I'm going to be using the angel deck. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this deck. It has beautiful artwork, but the angel cards are what I'm going to be using today. And these are big cards. So let me get a good shuffle going. While I'm doing this, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been doing energy work since 2009. I am a naturopathic doctor. I love what I do. I love my patients, and I have been doing readings for different clients and patients, but the channel is new. So if you guys like this material, or if it resonates with you, or if it's helpful, or you think it's going to be helpful for somebody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and really send this video to anyone you think it's going to help. Okay, so we're just going to get a couple more shuffles in and then we'll get started. All right, so starting with Aries, please, what shadow work does Aries need to pay attention to? What lessons do my Aries need to learn? Show me the shadow work that Aries needs to focus on. Show me the shadow work that Aries needs to focus on. Please show me the shadow work that Aries needs to focus on. The shadow work. Okay, let's see what we got. We got the Eight of Earth. Card number 20, which is renewal. And we got card 5, which is unity. So in the traditional deck, card 5 is the Hierophant, right? So that would make sense that it's unity. And that's Archangel Sandalphon. And this Archangel Sandalphon comes up a lot for me, actually, when I do readings. And my Venus is in Aries. So what this tells me right away, just by immediately looking at it, is, that aspect of the Eight of Earth to renewal, which is judgment, which is the judgment card, and then unity, which is the Hierophant, and really focusing on that aspect of Aries. Maybe you're someone that's actually put in a lot of work. You've been working very hard, and sometimes it's going to feel like that work doesn't pay off, right? So as part of that shadow work for yourself, not only do I want you to take a look at, are you working smarter, not harder? Are you putting in the work, but then also allowing yourself to rest? Are you putting in the work and being grateful and appreciative? Or are you putting in the work and then feeling like shit that you just worked all that amount, and then you kind of take it out on other people because you're like, man, why do I have to be the one that works this hard my whole life, and doesn't seem like anything's ever working out for me? So I want you, Aries, to take a step back and not only reassess the work that you're doing, but also to make sure that you're giving yourself a break, that you're going into each and every day with a level of gratitude, that you're not just, poor, pitiful me. I never have anyone here for me. I'm always the one doing all the work and no one else is putting into the situation, right? That aspect of tradition with the Hierophant card is part of representation for that card is the way things are supposed to go traditionally, right? Following in line, putting in the work before you reach that next level. The aspect of authority as well, right? So, the worker bees, and then you move on up from there, right? So, this all is kind of telling me that if you have a sense, appreciate yourself for the hard work that you're putting in. Okay. Um, Find something to be grateful about every day. Try to make sure that you don't get upset with yourself or upset with the people around you if things aren't moving in the direction that you want them to move. So, looking at that from a shadow aspect point is really just looking at reevaluating the efforts that you put in and making sure that not only do you give yourself enough of a break, but also that you're coming into that situation balanced and you're grateful for what you have. You're grateful for your skills, your talents, your abilities. You're grateful for the teamwork if you work on a team. Um, Bottom of the deck for you for this shadow work thing is the Emperor. So maybe you are a boss and you're putting in a lot of work and you're not seeing movement, or maybe this is saying that because of your hard work, there will be an evaluation, there'll be a favorable assessment that comes in. Maybe you're finally going to get the recognition from, the higher ups for the work that you've been putting in. So please maintain a sense of gratitude. All the good work that you're putting in, it does make a difference. Make sure that you're not expecting certain outcomes. When it comes to manifestation, already know that it's there, right? Don't come from a sense of lack. Don't come from that place inside of you that feels like you will have to work your ass off for every day of your life for the rest of your life. That's not a very grateful place to be, right? Because for all we give out, we know that there will be a return. It may not be in the same venture and it may not be in the same way that we gave. But be grateful and know that the universe has your back, that you're putting in the work right now. There will be a favorable assessment and a favorable outcome to the work that you're putting in. Take time for yourself, be grateful, be appreciative. And especially if in the past, maybe you didn't feel like you had a favorable outcome. You didn't feel like you were given the recognition that you deserved traditionally for the hard work that you put in. That wasn't the right path for you. The universe stopped that. And it doesn't matter how horrible it was at the time and how much work you put in. What matters is that that was not the right path for you. So now it seems like you're on a path that's much better for you. You're putting in the work, but some of that's triggering you again, right? Is this just going to be another situation where I put all this effort in and nothing ever works out for me? Don't think that way. Come from a place of balance. You feel safe and secure and confident in what you do, knowing that there will be an equal give and take because you know your worth. You've learned a lot since that last situation. But now, because of that last situation, it's triggering you in your current situation. So go within, heal that wound of where maybe things didn't work out for you in the past. Know your worth. Put in time for yourself as well as for your work. Don't give up. That 8 of Earth, right? You're almost there. Don't give up. Keep putting in the good work. You'll be rewarded for hard work. But make sure that you're coming into that with a sense of gratitude and not coming into that with a sense of fear that you're always the one that has to put in the work and it's never going to pay off. It will pay off. Know that it will pay off because that's what the universe is going to bring in for you. Think positive. Heal those wounds where maybe you were betrayed in the past by an authority figure or by something that was customary. Heal that wound that you put so much of your blood, sweat, and tears into something that didn't pan out. That's okay. That was not your path. You are on the right path. You are putting in the work. So know that it's going to work out for you. And that comes from here, right? Know that it's going to work out for you. Be grateful, be loving, and be balanced. All right, so that was my message for Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. What do we have for shadow work that my Taurus needs to work on? Shadow work for the Taurus. One flipped already. We'll see if it comes back out. Shadow work for the Taurus. Shadow work for my Taurus. What does my Taurus need to work on? What lesson does my Taurus need to work on? Shadow work for my Taurus. Shadow work for the Taurus. Ooh, Seven of Air came out right away. So that's Seven of Swords traditionally. Oftentimes that's, lies, theft, betrayal, deception, someone that's escaping a situation, running away from a situation. In this Angel Tarot deck, it is plans that need revision or poor timing or knowing that there's something else going on other than what we see and perceive, right? Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work for Taurus. Shadow work for Taurus. Anything else? Shadow work for Taurus. Nope. Okay. And then we have the Four of Water. So Taurus, it seems like you need to go within. You do have some shadow work to do here. So the Seven of Air to the Four of Water. The Four of Water can be missing an opportunity. It can be, traditionally the universe is handing you this cup, this blessing, and you're not even paying attention to it. You're looking over here, you're worried about this or that. So definitely make sure that you're true to yourself, Taurus. Also make sure that you're honest, not only with others, but with yourself. I want you to go within and forgive yourself and forgive others. Maybe there's someone that had been misleading or deceptive in the past, and maybe you're still stuck on that. Maybe you actually need to heal from that to know that not everyone's going to be like that. To also know that you're coming into a situation with balanced energy, so you're not going to miss an opportunity that's right for you, right? So speaking on that aspect, so if there's more going on than what meets the eye, if there is a lie or an underlying, deception going on, are you paying attention to that? Are you paying too much attention to that and not focusing on the blessing the universe is trying to give you? So that might be the shadow work there for you, Taurus, is you're so focused on the lies, the deception, you don't trust anybody, that you're missing something big here. You're missing this beautiful opportunity. And maybe you're just discontent with everyone because you're like, I can't trust anyone. Everyone's been a liar. You got to heal that within yourself. Not everyone's a liar. Have you been honest with yourself? Have you been honest with others? And really go within and ask yourself that. Just because this person had an imbalanced energy and they stabbed me in the back, or they were deceptive, or they were a liar, or they had all this going on and it hurt me. But maybe now you're just discontent with the world and with people, and you're not even paying attention to the beautiful blessings that are being handed to you. So don't miss out on these opportunities, Taurus. I think your main message here is to open your eyes, not only to see deception that maybe you're not paying attention to, but on the other hand, to see the blessings that you're not paying attention to. What is blocking you from seeing the blessing? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you don't trust people? Is it because you've been hurt in the past and you need to heal from that? Are you lying to yourself? Are you actually self-sabotaging? Are you thinking that everyone's a liar, so you're not paying attention to the beautiful blessings that are being brought in, the opportunities available to you? Heal that lack of trust if that's the case. Go within, look at the past of where you lost that sense of trust. And then know you trust yourself enough to decipher somebody else's energy that's coming towards you. Open your eyes, right? Trust the energy somebody else gives you. If someone is a liar and a backstabber, and you look at their actions, you look at their behavior, you look at the way that they're talking to you, but also the way they talk to others. And then look at that from a sense of, I know that I'm coming from a balanced place and I'm going to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But if I see something that I don't like, if I see something that I know that, okay, you can't, that person's not an inner circle person, right? Like we can't really trust that person. That's okay. You pull your energy back, you know your worth, you move in another direction, right? It doesn't mean you have to go full force of now hating that person and anyone else that reminds you of that person. No, that's your triggers getting to you. That's you blocking yourself from the blessings because you're not willing to heal that and just move forward. So open your eyes, Taurus. I think you might be missing out on a beautiful opportunity, a blessing that is coming in for you. If you don't open your eyes, because I think this really is actually telling me the biggest shadow work, the biggest thing that you need to heal is because you've been hurt before, you've been lied to before. I think you have a lack of trust and you're missing some of the new ways that you're supposed to move forward. Speaking of moving forward, bottom of the deck is the Chariot, Archangel Metatron. So with the Chariot, that's all about forward movement, right? Self-discipline, willpower, public recognition. It can be about travel, but it's really those two opposing sides coming together and moving forward victoriously, right? The Chariot. It's got the black and the white horse, and it's driven by the Emperor typically. So this is an important achievement. So you will have that success in moving forward. But open your eyes, heal the lack of trust. Be honest with yourself. And don't forget to be grateful. Look at the blessings that the universe has right in front of you. There's always something to be grateful about. All right, Taurus, that was your message. Moving right along to my Geminis. I am a Gemini sun. Let's see, Geminis, what shadow work do you need to do? What lessons is it time for you to learn, Gemini? Couple more shuffles. Geminis weren't ready on that one yet, right? I don't think I'll ever find another opportunity in my life to say the Gemini wasn't ready. But the cards for Gemini weren't ready yet. One more? Let's do one more. Okay, Gemini, shadow work, Gemini, shadow work, Gemini, shadow work. Gemini, shadow work. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready. What shadow work does my Gemini need to work on? What shadow work does Gemini need to work on? What shadow work does Gemini need to work on? Oh, there we go. Ahaha. So first flew out was Justice. All about balance and, correcting things, making it equal, fair, and equilibrium aspect. Justice can also be related to, court situations and things like that. Justice is also a Libra card. So the very first one that came out for my Gemini on the shadow work is actually the Justice. And then came Ace of Fire. So this can represent so many things. This can represent a new passionate beginning, new careers, new relationships, changing and doing something new with your life, new hobbies, getting out there and taking that first step forward passionately and confidently. With the Justice being, Justice is about standing up for your beliefs and doing what is right. With that coming out with shadow work for you, I think you need to take a confident first step in the right direction towards something that you're passionate about, that backs the way you feel and believe. That this is just, this is right, this is helpful for others. I don't know what was holding you back. So that's one aspect of it. So for some of my Geminis out there, I think that you may have been holding yourself back from standing up for what's right for whatever reason. I don't know what the original trauma or injury to yourself or trigger is, right? Not sure what the initial wound was, but when we're looking at shadow work, if the justice comes out, we do have to consider that maybe you're not standing up for what you know is right. Do you not feel confident enough to do that? Do you not feel like you can speak your truth on something? And then that being followed by the Ace of Fire is telling you to confidently make that first move. This is also about a career opportunity, right? An Ace of Fire is a new career move. So maybe there's something that you're doing that you do it, it pays the bills, but it's not what you feel is right. It's not, you're not really standing up for your beliefs. You're not really truly standing in your power in the current career. And maybe part of healing this inner wound and doing this shadow work will actually help you to make that decision to move forward and have, a beautiful new career opportunity that actually is much more just and actually does, move forward in a way that you feel like is balanced. Like you're actually doing your best for the world in something new that you could do instead of doing something that kind of just pays the bills, but you don't really feel 100% about it. So that's for some of my Geminis out there. I got another message from this in the shadow work is some of my Geminis might not feel like things are fair. Things aren't just. But you have to take that initiative to stand up for yourself and make things fair. So maybe you're in a situation where things just aren't fair to you, but you just kind of take it. And for some reason, whatever wound it was, maybe you don't feel safe and secure speaking your truth and standing up for yourself. Maybe you don't feel confident in being able to say, you know what? I know my worth. I know my value. This isn't right. If that's what you want to do, okay, but that's not what I'm going to get myself involved in. I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to advance myself in this way, and I'm going to do what's most appropriate moving forward and what I feel is ethical and moral and um, the best for my community, the best for the universe, right? So some of you Geminis, I think, actually are stuck in between one of those situations where you feel like it might be a rock and a hard place where things just aren't really just. But that's going to be on you to speak your truth from a place of kindness and compassion, to forgive others for where they are, but know where you're going and take that move forward. And so, funny enough, the bottom of the deck is the Lovers card, Archangel Raphael. And the Lovers is a choice, right? So it could be about love, a choice in love. It could be about choice in anything. But the Lovers is making that choice and having that choice. So I think that aspect there of being, if this is just about regular life and healing those inner wounds and doing that shadow work, I think this is trying to tell you you have a choice. You have a choice to move forward passionately. You have a choice to move forward towards justice. And I'm not exactly sure what's holding you back, what level of imbalance, what previous wounds, but go within for yourself. What's holding you back from making that choice to move forward passionately? I'm going to get a clarifier for you, Gemini, because there's a lot of messages coming off of this. Let me use a different deck real quick. So clarify justice. Clarify justice for me. What's unfair, or what will be made fair, or what happened that was a level of justice or injustice. Clarify the justice for me. Clarify justice for me, please. For my Gemini, this is regarding their shadow work. Clarify justice. Gemini shadow work, clarifying justice. Wow, two of them and they came out in reverse. Oh, wow. Gemini, what's clarifying justice is the Devil in reverse and the Three of Wands in reverse. You're dropping the addictions. You're dropping the ego. You're dropping the things that are immoral, and you're dropping the things that are not just. Dropping the devil energy, right? Coming out of that devil energy. So maybe now, maybe you have been in a devil energy. Maybe you've been surrounded by devil energy, right? Maybe you were waiting on something to become just on its own, even though you were surrounded by devil energy of, manipulation, ego, greed, fears, insecurities, addictions. The devil can be so many different things, right? So maybe you were in this position, you're in this place. This is some place you felt stuck and you felt like it wasn't fair. You felt like it wasn't a just situation. So the shadow work that you need to work on is justice, right? And that Ace of Wands moving forward. So clarifying justice is coming out of the devil energy. Drop what doesn't serve you and get out of situations that don't serve you. And don't surround yourself with people in devil energy. Get out of that. Sometimes this can be from our childhood, from our inner wounds, from exes, from family members, all people we were supposed to learn lessons from, right? So maybe we didn't actually go in and learn those lessons yet. Take the time for yourself. It doesn't matter when you do it, but if you do it, you're going to feel it. It's going to be much better for you. So drop the devil energy and stop waiting. Make the decision to move forward. So don't wait on anyone else to make a situation just for you. They don't know what's right for you. Maybe they're perfectly fine in the situation that they're in. So with that coming out also as a clarifier is Three of Wands in reverse. That tells us that maybe the situation is never going to move forward on its own, and it's going to take you making it just and you being that ace of fire to move forward out of that situation or out of that energy. So also Three of Wands, upright is, positive movement forward, waiting on those ships to come in to have that next big thing, right? And you're just kind of standing there holding back. Like, okay, things are going to get better soon, but you're not doing anything about it. That in itself isn't a stagnant desert devil energy, right? So stop waiting. Take the initiative to move forward. Don't wait on someone else to make the situation right, especially if you've been sitting in it for a while. Take the passion and the drive and move forward with it. Cut out the waiting game for somebody else to make things right. Do what's best for you. Heal the things within yourself that have been unjust and unfair in the past. We all go through those things. Not a single person can go through their whole life and say everything was perfectly just the way that it was presented to themselves. Now, universal law, it may have been just, but the way we all see it and perceive it is different. So when something happens or when there's situations that we don't find fair, it's because we need to go in and learn our lesson from that situation and then get ourselves out of that situation. Not just sit there and piss and moan and whine about how unfair it is. So Gemini, don't fucking moan and whine about how unfair things are if you're not making any positive movement forward. Okay? Get unstuck. Correct the things that you need to correct. What's going to bring justice is actually getting out of the devil energy and not waiting on someone else to correct it, not waiting on those ships to come in. Take the movement forward on your own. All right. Okay, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. Moving right along. Cancer babies. For my Cancers, tell me the shadow work. Show me some of the shadow work for my Cancers. What do my Cancer babies need to pay attention to and learn from right now? What shadow work do they need to do? What do we got to learn in this lifetime? What's appropriate and ready for us to learn right now? Cancers. Shadow work for Cancers. Shadow work for Cancers. Shadow work for Cancers. Ooh, okay. Shadow work for Cancers. All right, I think that's enough. Oh, this is pretty good. Oh, I kind of like this message already. So right away, before I even get too far into it, so the very first card that came out was the Ace of Air, which is the Ace of Swords. This can be mental clarity. This can be speaking your truth. It can also represent cutting things out that don't serve you. And as soon as this card flipped, I immediately thought Cancer needs to speak their truth on something. Cancer needs to speak up. Cancer needs to have hope and faith that things will move forward if they speak their truth. So that was my very first thought. So Cancers, if anything is popping up for you in your shadow work of you not being able to keep that throat chakra nice and open, and speaking your truth from a place of kindness and compassion, of course. Don't just pop off on people. But if Cancer is dealing with some shadow work around mental clarity, whether or not to move forward, seeing the truth, speaking your truth. Ace of Air can also be a challenging new situation. It can be new ideas, new inspirations. So maybe you're blocking yourself from some of those new inspirations because you're stuck in a different mindset. So that's moving right along into the next shadow message for my Cancers, because right behind the Ace of Air came the Four of Earth. Four of Earth is an interesting card. It can mean many different things, but oftentimes when I look at the Four of Earth, I think about somebody that kind of maybe in what's known as a lack mentality, a poverty mentality. So if you have, Four of Earth, if you have four pentacles, four coins, well, that's not exactly half, right? It's not five, it's not six. You don't necessarily always feel stable enough to even give. So you're holding on to what you have, holding back from new offers, holding on to what you have, right? It also can signify a miser or a greedy person. Not saying you are Cancer, just saying in general, if that's part of your shadow work, make sure to address that. Because if we come from a place of lack, and if we have a poverty mindset, you will always be poor. If you tell the universe you have to hold on to what you have and you can't give anything, and you can't speak your truth, you can't start a new idea, you can't go for that new brilliant inspiration that you have because you got to hold on to what you have because you're afraid of losing it, you're never going to start anything new then, because you're not giving yourself that, you're not manifesting it into your life. You're telling the universe, I'm poor. I can't do anything new, right? Please make sure you allow yourself to manifest what you want in your life, and that you do speak your truth, and that you start new things, and you allow yourself to feel able to move forward. So speak your truth, Cancer. Pay attention to your new inspirations and your new ideas. Please make sure that, no matter what happened, maybe you grew up very poor and you finally have a little bit of money in your bank and you're like, I still can't give any away. I don't have enough to give. But if you're being too cautious, or if you're being too cautious, then that's stopping you from maybe part of your path, from what you're really supposed to be doing, stopping you from things that are going to bring you a lot of joy, and spiritual growth. Okay. Bottom of the deck for this was actually the Ace of Water, which is about spiritual growth. It's about self-love. It's about a new love. It's about something that's emotionally fulfilling. This could really be about a new business venture that you're holding yourself back from because you have a lack mentality or a poverty mindset. And And this could all be about part of your shadow work is actually the spiritual growth and the enhanced intuition of knowing that what you put out will come back, and knowing that the universe will provide everything you need, and what you tell the universe will manifest. So if you're telling the universe you're poor, now why the hell would they bring you a bunch of money? If you tell the universe that I've got this wonderful new idea and it's going to be great business idea and it's going to help a lot of people, and yeah, I've got enough for myself. I've got 4 pentacles and I'll be okay. And I know that I'm going to move forward because money comes to me easily. Business ideas come to me easily. This success is going to come in quickly. And you're saying to the universe that you invite in abundance, you invite in wealth, health, happiness, and then you're grateful and you live that life and you make those moves forward to allow the universe to let those things come in. So that was mainly the message I got off the first couple cards. So your shadow work initially starts off as, pay attention to your new ideas, pay attention to, your inspirations. Don't knock yourself. Don't tell yourself, oh, that's a dumb idea, or, oh, I don't have enough money for that, or, oh, I got to hold on to what I have. Live an abundant mindset. I'm not telling you to be frivolous and go spend all your money. That's dumb. I'm telling you to live an abundant mindset. Manifest that to come in easily for you. And knowing that you're going to follow these new inspirations and have the mental clarity to know that you can take this next step forward, because we've healed the shadow that's holding us back from that. And the shadow could have been that maybe an idea was knocked down in the past, and so you don't feel confident about speaking your truth. Maybe you had a lot of hopes and faith for something in the past and it didn't work out. And that's okay. That wasn't your path, right? What's meant for us will come to us. So when you're getting these opportunities that come to you and you're getting new ideas, and make sure that your wounds of maybe feeling like you had to hold on to things and you couldn't put yourself out there, or you couldn't give, or you couldn't start something new. You can start something new. Start small, work your way up. Don't quit your day job because you are going to, move to LA without even having a first gig first. Like maybe you want to make it big as a musician. Well, if you want to make it big as a musician and you've got your material out there, you've got this awesome idea, you have a side hustle where you can still make some money to pay your bills in the meantime, and you're putting it all together. You're putting in the work to make this happen, right? To make this come to light. Great. Now, if you want to be a musician and you can't sing, you don't know how to play the guitar, you don't know any instruments, you have no connections in the industry, well, you got some work to do first, right? I'm not saying it can't be done. Just saying that wouldn't be the right next step for you. So be aware of what your energy is saying to you and what maybe some of your fears are blocking from you. So if you've put in the work and you have this brilliant idea and you want to have hope and faith to move forward, please don't stop yourself. Don't block yourself. Be very clear in moving forward. This is an option for spiritual growth for you. So heal that piece of you, that wound that's holding you back from moving forward and from an abundant mindset. Right after those 2 cards came the Star. So it is about having hope and having faith and really going for what you want, knowing things are going to work out. It's about making, positive, optimistic, long-term plans. So really, Cancer, this is telling me to stop stopping yourself. There is a wound within you. There's shadow work that needs to be done. And it's triggering you in a way that's stopping you from your full potential. This is going to come in quickly for you once you drop that wound. Once you heal that, I think you've got a great idea and you're stopping yourself from going for it for whatever fears. Have hope and faith. Make positive, optimistic plans. The star says you're on the right path anyway. There's something within you that's blocking it. So the shadow work that you need to do is go within, figure out what is holding me back. Where have I been wounded in the past that I haven't healed from that's holding me back from being able to confidently move forward? Maybe it's throat chakra and you can't speak your truth. Maybe the crown is blocked or the third eye is too open. You're trying to see too much. Things just don't feel clear to you. Maybe it's the root chakra and you don't feel safe or secure. You don't have enough money. You grew up poor. You don't want to be poor again, right? So maybe you're holding yourself back from what you're truly meant to do because of your mindset, because of your energy centers, because of how you feel. If you guys want more help on how to heal and do shadow work, you can reach out to me personally through JHawksND@gmail.com. I am a naturopathic doctor. I do a ton of intuitive counseling, and I actually work on this for several patients. So this is just a reading and it's very general compared. It's not a one-on-one. But if any of this resonates for you and you actually do want more specific care for shadow work, please reach out. I do that. And the last card that came out for you on the shadow work was the Knight of Air. So it's about these things are going to happen with great speed. Things are coming in. I think that this is going to actually happen for you a lot faster than you realize. Once you heal that wound, I think this new idea, your intuition, this new business idea, I think that's going to be actually pretty quick success. But what this is telling me to tell you is to take your time, carefully review your options, and make sure that you have intelligent, decisive, idealistic responses. So go within and heal. Okay, Cancer. I think there's a block somewhere for a lot of my Cancers that are watching this. I think there's a block somewhere, either here, or root chakra that makes you feel not safe even when you have great ideas, makes you feel not able to move forward. So something is stopping you from moving forward in your shadow work. Please take a look at that for yourselves, Cancer. I love you, Cancers. All right, Leo. What is the shadow work? What does my Leo need to pay attention to for their shadow work? What does my Leo need to pay attention to for shadow work? Shadow work for Leos. What lessons do we need to be learning right now, Leo? Okay. Shadow work for Leos. Shadow work for Leos. Shadow work for Leos. Come on, baby. You got anything for me? Shadow work for Leos. Now, even though a Leo will tell you they're perfect, I guarantee there's still some shadow work. I kid. Shadow work for Leos. Here we go. Oh my God. And then once I called them out, it all came out. This is a lot of cards that just flipped as soon as I called Leos out on that. Whew. All right. So I'm going to mainly focus on the two that actually like really wanted to come out, but there's a few that I think are kind of backing this up for me. So what came out, Leos, majorly was Queen of Fire and the Seven of Wands. So both fire cards, both representing Leo. How very fiery of you, Leo. So initially when I first saw the Queen of Fire was the first one that popped out. Initially when I first saw the Queen of Fire, it made me think that if there's shadow work that has to do with that, two things. One, maybe that you're not putting yourself out there as confidently as you should. for whatever reason. Or maybe you're putting yourself out there a little bit too much in an egotistical way, even though you don't feel confident. So you're making up for the lack of confidence by just throwing yourself out there, making it seem like you're confident. Let's see. With that being followed by the Seven of Fire, the Seven of Fire, Seven of Wands, standing your ground, foreseeing that you need to protect yourself, defending your beliefs and decisions. Also, it's choosing your battles wisely, right? So part of this could be that, yeah, you're confident. Yeah, you're the queen of fire. But when someone challenges you, so to speak, right? Maybe they're not really challenging you. Maybe you're popping off way too quickly and getting way too fiery for no damn reason. So that could be something, Leo. Pay attention to that for yourself. If you notice you keep getting triggered by people and you just think it's them, right? Like they're challenging me. They're probably not. They're probably going through their own shit. They're in their own head. They didn't think that what they had said was even a blow to your ego in the first place. But then you took offense to it and got real defensive and felt like now you had to stand your ground on something. While that could be the case, I often see that as an aspect of shadow work when your ego's been threatened before multiple times. So you got to the point where now anytime anyone says anything that could at all be even related to putting you down or making you feel some type of way about yourself, you overexpress the throat chakra to protect yourself, right? To come at them very aggressively. So please make sure you're not doing that, Leo. If that's the case, go in, heal from within. Know that the only thing that you can control is your response. Try not to emotionally react and to respond to someone with kindness and compassion. They may not have meant that in that way, the way it came off. And it came off that way to you because that was your subjective experiences, all culminating to make you perceive it that way because you have shadow work to do. You're wounded and emotionally triggered by those things, and you haven't healed those things yet. So you react emotionally instead of responding. So that was the first message I got right off for my Leos on shadow work that you may need to do. Different set of the collective for my Leos. I think some of you actually do need to be more confident and spread your wings, right? Yes, you are protected by the universe. Yes, you are safe. You are secure. You are confident, right? You're able to move forward, feeling good about yourself and your decisions. But I think some of you are holding yourself back a little bit. Yeah. I think some of you are holding yourself back a little bit for whatever reason. Spread your wings and fly. The flying lion. Is that a griffin? Yeah, so what else came out for you, Leo, on shadow work? We have the Chariot, moving forward, victory. We have the Ten of Air, painful endings, reassessing and moving forward after a painful ending. Knight of Fire, it's a passionate moving forward. So this does kind of tie in with the two main messages. Three of Earth, which is about teamwork, coming together on something, cooperation. Two of Water. Two of Water is a beautiful relationship with somebody that's growing, that's expanding. It's a soulmate. Not all soulmates are romantic. It could be a friend soulmate. It could be a family member that's a soulmate. But two of water is, that beautiful relationship that will continue to grow. It also can be a positive resolution of a conflict, right? And oh my God, yes. So the last one was the Sun card that came out for you. The Sun is happy times, it's confidence, it's summertime. It's actually a Leo card. So I'm so glad that came out for you at the end, Leo. So the only other message that I kind of have here for you, Leo, is be confident without being egotistical. When someone challenges your ego, so to speak, when you perceive it as an ego challenge and you feel like you need to stand your ground, I want you to go in and heal that trigger. So I want you to be able to have that self-discipline and willpower to know your worth, to be able to respond with kindness and compassion instead of emotionally reacting with that fire, right? Little fiery Leos. You may have had a difficult situation that ended with the 10 of air, and I want you to embrace that change. You're learning. We're all learning. We're moving forward. Embrace the change so that you can heal from that and still maintain a sense of confidence and knowing that you're safe, you're secure. I can stand on my own even after a major horrid ending that hurt me badly. And I can move forward passionately. And I'm creative with that 3 of earth, that creativity, high quality work, being a team player. So I'm not going to get triggered because nobody is threatening my abilities. No one's threatening my confidence. I feel good about myself. So go within and heal that. If you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't feel confident, if every time somebody says something and you feel triggered like they're threatening your security, that's something you need to heal. Now, if someone sticks a gun to your head, that's a different situation, right? Then you've got to protect yourself. Then you got to do what you need to do to get out of that situation. And hopefully with kindness and compassion for everyone involved in that situation. But if that's not the case, and it's words that are coming out of someone's mouth, then maybe they don't realize that triggered you, okay? They may not have any idea whatsoever that that was triggering to you. So don't let it trigger you. Heal why from some painful ending, from something that happened in the past that threatened your security, that made you feel like you weren't good enough. You are good enough. You don't need to prove that to every single person. Just know that. Don't feel the need to prove that. You don't feel the need to stand your ground on everything because you know your worth. You know who you are, how you are. You also have to be compassionate for other people that don't understand your triggers, right? So if we heal ourselves from those triggers, then we're not going to respond in a way that puts other people on the defense. There'll be a good outcome to this. I think this is telling you to work as a team player. You're going to have a happy outcome. This may even be, a new idea that you work on with somebody else with the 3 of earth. It's a passionate new beginning and moving on from a painful ending that creates a sun happy outcome moment. But the shadow work here, so I think we need to work on your confidence, Leo. Confident, but not cocky. Confident, but not egotistical. Confident because you know your worth and you feel secure in yourself and you've balanced your root and your sacral and your solar, right? All of them, really. But I'm just, speaking in terms of like some of those that really block us from feeling confident. A lot of the people that you think are the most confident people, they're insecure as shit. And they're response to come off overly confident and cocky is actually a defense mechanism because they don't feel good enough and they don't feel good about themselves. And so they're triggered constantly by what other people say. So they need to go off the other end of the deep end, right? Not needed. Go within, heal that. Who threatened your security initially? Forgive yourself, forgive them, know your worth. Have confidence, Leo. But remember, have kindness and compassion for everyone, including yourself. And try not to emotionally react. If you find yourself emotionally reacting, even if it's standing up for yourself, know that that's still a trigger that you need to work on. Wow, Leos with their shadow work. That was a good one. I didn't necessarily expect to see that for a Leo, but it makes sense, right? Sometimes because of our wounds, we actually go right off the other side of the deep end. Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. All right, Virgo shadow work. It's going to be a long video, isn't it? I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. I might need to start hitting timestamps for you guys. I will eventually do that. I'm just this is a new channel. I do a lot in my private practice, and I work for another company back east as well, with what I do with my naturopathic medicine. But I love doing energy work, and so if I feel called to do something, and I really felt called to do the shadow work video, it's what we all need, right? We need to work on those little things to help us spiritually grow, to help us be our best, to help us learn our lessons in this lifetime, so we don't have to keep repeating the cycle. I want you all to move forward. I want to move forward. I want you to move forward. All right, Virgo shadow work. Virgo, what do my Virgos need to see for shadow work? Virgo shadow work. Shadow work for Virgo. Wheel of Fortune right off the bat. Shadow work for Virgo. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, Virgo. So Virgo, I think there may have been something that caused a lot of sadness for you. And what I think you need to actually do is to take the time to heal, to allow for the positive changes, because you got the Wheel of Fortune right away. So fortune's on your side. A situation will move forward. There will be a positive change. But then right after that, you got 3 of Air, the Magician, and the Ace of Fire. So that tells me that I think there's suppressed grief that's holding you back. I think that might be one of the wounds. There was a lot of sadness. Something, and I apologize, and I'm feeling a lot of sadness around a situation that happened in your past. I don't think you completely healed from yet, Virgo. So, and that's a lot of my channeling, is I actually feel the emotions and the physical sensations. So I'm picking up on somebody here. The bottom of the deck is the 8 of Air too. So maybe you feel even trapped. You haven't been able to move forward. There's something that keeps coming up for you. This Virgo might even have PTSD. Like you're afraid to take action on something because of the sadness that was in the past, or the heartbreak, or the betrayal, So, right off the bat, you got good things coming in, Virgo, but you need to let yourself go for them. You're ready. You got the Magician right after the 3 of Swords. So if you need to still take time to heal, take time to heal. If you've already taken time to heal, know that you're ready. and then move forward and create and manifest the life you want. This sitting in sadness, this sitting in, feeling trapped, afraid to take action, you don't want to get hurt again, that is keeping you stuck, Virgo. That's not what's meant for you. That was meant to be a transition for you to learn something from, to move forward confidently and what's truly meant for you. The Wheel of Fortune is coming in, Virgo. You got this. It's going to happen for you. But you got to get yourself out of that heartache, out of that suppressed sadness, out of that grief. And how do we do that, right? We deal with the grief when it comes up, and we don't just shove it back down. So go within. There's so many different things that this could be. So with this being a general message, I can't speak to each and every person, but one of the things that I was feeling was a great sadness surrounding, so some of it was surrounding abandonment. For some of my Virgos out there was a sense of abandonment that I got that caused a lot of grief and sadness that maybe you had never healed from. So maybe you were abandoned as a child. Maybe you were abandoned in a relationship. Maybe what have you, right? So many different examples. But this set of Virgos that I'm speaking to, there is some level of sadness and grief that you have not healed from. That is your shadow work. Go within, heal from that. And then once you do that, know you're ready. Okay. You have the resources. You have the capabilities. You are the magician. You can create anything you want. The magician's a Virgo card. So Virgos and Geminis, we're the magician card, right? Virgos, you're the magician. You can create and manifest anything you want in this lifetime. It's yours if you want it. Do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to deal with the heartache and the pain that comes from healing that shadow? Because if you do, it's coming your way. If you do the work, if you heal from that and you take time for yourself, and then you know you're ready and you move forward passionately, knowing life is magical. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. My past is my past and it may be part of who I am, but it doesn't mean that because of those previous wounds, I'm going to stay stuck. The last card that came out for you, Virgo, was the Ace of Fire. It's an exciting new opportunity. It's career advancements, change your life now, right? So Virgo, yours was an intense message, but very straightforward. Wheel of Fortune's coming in for you, okay? Things are going to work out. You got to heal that past hurt. Know that you're worthy. And sometimes, this could be grief over loss of a loved one even, especially some of my patients that have lost parents when they were really young, or lost people that were important to them when they were really young, and they have PTSD around it. Maybe it was a tragic situation, and they maybe just never let that go. So I'm not saying you have to forget about it. No, that's a part of your life, right? But rebalance yourself and don't let it affect you in a way to where it holds you back from what's truly meant to be yours in this lifetime. So go within and heal that. Know that you got this, Virgo. You're the magician. Anyway, manifest the life you want. You deserve it. It's yours. Create it. And then go forward passionately. Ace of Fire. Virgo, that was beautiful. I really hope all of you heal that because you got some great stuff coming in. All right, Virgo. Thank you. Moving right along to my Libras. Back into the air. Whew. Back into the ethers. All right. What do we have for Libra for shadow work? The Libra for shadow work. What do my Libras need to see and heal? What do my Libras need to learn in this lifetime? What's the shadow work for my Libra? Shadow work for Libra. Shadow work for Libra. have Queen of Fire in reverse and the Sun in the upright. So a lot of Libras do come off as very confident. They're very intelligent. They're very witty. They like things to be fair. They don't like confrontation. Now, if a Libra gets to the point they can, of course, everyone can, right? Push anyone far enough. But Libras like everything to be fair and just. They don't like confrontation. They're very, very intellectual and very intelligent, typically. But for your shadow work, Libra, it came out with the Queen of Fire in reverse, followed by the Sun. So, being confident that there is going to be this happy outcome is going to be important for you in your shadow work. So as you heal, maybe there was something that you were overcompensating for. So maybe there's a wound within you that maybe you don't feel good enough about yourself in a certain aspect. You don't feel confident about something in a certain aspect, right? Not feeling confident, not feeling warm, maybe hiding away. Most of my Libras don't hide away. But the sense of not feeling confident, this is distorted Queen of Wands, right? So the Queen of Wands in energy, confident, passionate, warm, loving, intelligent. But in reverse, you can either be putting that off like you are, but you're not, or you can be overexpressing that to cover up that you're not. Basically, you don't feel confident and secure, but you may come off like you are, right? So that's part of that wound. That's part of how we handle our wounds, is when we're first learning how to handle our wounds and the behavioral and coping mechanisms and things like that, we can overexpress certain areas of energy centers, especially with the sacral chakra. I've seen a lot of people overexpress their sacral chakra as a sense of gaining power and confidence, because maybe they were sexually assaulted, sexually abused, raped, taken advantage of, hit on in creepy ways over and over, right? And so sometimes what we do is we can overexpress the sacral chakra to actually become very hedonistic, overly sexual, and give too much of our sexual energy away as a way of gaining power over others. If that's the case for you, Libra, please go within and heal that. Your sexual energy is a beautiful thing to give. And know that you are a healthy sexual being and it's okay to express yourself sexually when it's appropriate. When it's someone that's not going to take advantage of you. When it's an equal give and take and consensual with your partner, whomever you choose. And there's nothing wrong with multiples as long as no one's being hurt, no one's being taken advantage of. Complete transparency, right? But a lot of times when the sacral chakra is imbalanced, we can either hide away from that, right? Close that off. Maybe because we've been hurt by any of the things I said before. I know those are all triggering words for a lot of people. But maybe because of something that's happened in the past. Maybe we're not feeling confident and this is a distorted, reverse Queen of Fire because either one, we blocked off the sacral chakra to where we're abstinent, we're not expressing ourselves in a healthy sexual way at all. Maybe we don't feel sexy. We don't feel confident. We don't feel loved. That's a big one. When someone feels like that martyrdom aspect, right? Where nobody loves me. Libra, do you really think no one loves you? Or are you playing a little pity game with yourself? Because lots of people love you. Lots of people probably think you're wonderful. But do you love you? And do you think you're wonderful? Because that's what really matters. So if we're underexpressing the sacral chakra because of something that happens, and that's what makes us, come off as not confident or cold, ice queen almost, right? So Queen of Fire is definitely not an ice queen, but in reverse, she'd be cold, closed off, not sexually open, and not, warm and inviting. So make sure that's not part of your triggers. Make sure that you heal those wounds from before. Get some energy work done to rebalance the chakras, okay? On the other hand of that, Libra, it's the overexpression, right? Maybe we actually don't feel confident, but we know that our sexual prowess and our sexual power and our sexual energy that we can give away will give us power over others. People will do whatever you want, right? Some people, those people are imbalanced too. Okay. So just know that. But there will be a very happy outcome to this. You will feel warm and confident again. So be the sun, be the warm, confident, loving person that you know you are, but love yourself first and heal whatever has happened there. To me, it feels like sacral chakra for you guys, whoever this is for. I mentioned a couple of those triggers of previous situations of traumas that may have happened. That's big on what I'm feeling here for you. Heal the sacral chakra. Work on that. Work on your confidence and know that you are loved, but that comes from within first. All right. So another message that talks about having confidence in yourself. Libra. All right. Bottom of the deck for that one was Ace of Earth. So yeah, this talks about an inflow of abundance, promising business ventures. Ace of Earth is very grounded. It's new opportunities, small gifts, things like that. So once you do go within and you heal whatever is making you feel not confident or whatever is making you feel like you have to overexpress sexual energy or confidence in order to maintain a sense of power, heal that, because that's ego. And that's not great either, right? But you have the sun. You have the sun. So it could even be that you're not confident in a new offer because of you've been hurt before. And this is just what popped into my mind. For my Libra people that have had trauma around a sexual incident or a significant other, it may have left you feeling very much like you couldn't invite love into your life again. Maybe made you feel like you couldn't trust people, so you were just going to take power over that situation by either closing yourself off and not making yourself available, or by overexpressing that. But this is telling me to know your worth, to be confident that you do have a new offer coming in that you can trust. But you're going to miss it if you don't pay attention to what you haven't healed yet, right? These beautiful opportunities will come into our life when we're ready. If the universe thinks you might be ready and they kind of present it to you, but you're not ready, it's not time. It could come back around. But if you don't do the work, you're going to keep missing it. So what's meant for you will come to you, and you will never miss an opportunity that's meant for you if you do the work. People that don't work on themselves and don't work on the shadow work and, don't focus on things that we're supposed to be learning in this lifetime for our highest good, you're not going to get all the blessings from the universe because you're not ready for them. You didn't do the hard work yet. All right, Libra. My Libra's got this. I felt some of you a lot in that last reading. So Libras, please comment below appropriately. Please do not give your medical information and or any serious trauma trigger information. But if this resonated below for you, Please just say something along the lines of Libra resonated below, because I definitely felt at least a few different energies there for what was going on with you, Libra. And I seriously felt sacral chakra on that. All right, I need to drink water. So, Scorpio. Now, I think you guys may have even heard me say this in a previous video, but Scorpio is all about shadow work. Scorpio sun sign, you're going to go through a lot of shadow work because it's all part of that transitional, transformative energy, right? We got to learn our lessons and heal and move forward, and it can become exhausting for Scorpios because they feel so much. But it's all about learning and healing and trying to maintain a sense of balance as much as we can moving forward. So tell me what my Scorpios need to focus on right now in their shadow work. What's most important with the lessons they need to learn? Because you're going to have a lot of them, Scorpio. It's okay. It's just how it goes. I mean, everyone does, but Scorpios do a lot. Shadow work for Scorpio. Shadow work for Scorpio. Oh, they want me to shuffle it this way too. It's going to be difficult. Shadow work for Scorpio. Okay. One more? All right. There we go. You feel better now. Okay. Shadow work for my Scorpio. Shadow work for Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune again right away. Shadow work for Scorpio. Shadow work for Scorpio. Anything else? Shadow work for Scorpio. What do my Scorpios need to work on? Oh, Ace of Earth. Okay. Anything else for shadow work for Scorpios? Just one more, if anything. Oh, there it is. And when I said that, you got the Tower. So, life experience is the last card that came out for you. And what was I just talking about with Scorpios being transformative energy? A lot of it's about shadow work. It is very important for a Scorpio. If you're in this lifetime, you know, we all may feel different energies at different times. And even if I'm not a Scorpio sun, I may still have lots of Scorpio on my chart. We are all affected by each sign's energy. It's not just like, oh, that's a Scorpio thing, so it doesn't apply to me. It applies to you. So we were just talking about that with the transformative energy and how the Scorpios go through a lot of shadow work, and shadow work is very important in this lifetime for Scorpios. And then the last card, when I asked if there was anything else, like I was asking for trouble, anything else? And they're like, yeah, fucking Tower. So life experience, Archangel Samuel. All right, let's get into this, Scorpio. God bless America. On the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Air. No, bless me. Oh. I think that was apparently just clearing everything it could before I got right into this. Because this immediately, it started rising in me like, oh, this is getting heavy. It's getting heavy. And then I saw the Ten of Air on the bottom and I was like, okay. So, shadow work, my Scorpios. We're looking at the Wheel, Archangel Michael. The Ace of Earth. And the Tower. Right away, this is telling me to take new opportunities, to keep moving forward, Scorpio, after every single time you have a tower moment. Because the tower moments, they're significant life events, right? It's big things. You may not have seen it coming. Sometimes when we're on a certain path or we're stuck in our ways or we're going a certain way and the universe has been trying to tell us to change something or to switch something up, or maybe the universe is telling you, like, I see where you're going, but that's not necessarily the exact right path that I want you to be on. So they'll give you clues and signs of like, hey, maybe this isn't for you, or hey, like, over here, there's this like big thing going off that's saying, look at this opportunity, look at this opportunity. But you're like, I'm on this direction. And you just keep not listening to what the universe is saying. And then right before you reach where you think is your final destination, they burn that shit down right in front of you. Yeah. That's the universe telling you, no, like, this is a tower moment. We're going to change directions here, right? But you have to go with the flow enough to trust the universe to change directions, to not just stand there watching the tower burn like, what the fuck am I going to do now? I mean, yeah, if you want to spend like 30 seconds, but then get the hell away from it. Let it burn and walk the hell away because it wasn't meant for you. So one of the messages that I got about that is being able to change directions when major things happen that you didn't expect, Scorpio. You do have the wheel here first, though. So you do have where, a situation suddenly moves forward. So there's good towers too, right? Where you didn't think something was going to work out and you were like, and then, or you've been working really hard on something and it just doesn't seem to be panning out. And then all of a sudden, boom, it works, right? Or all of a sudden, you know, anyone that says instant overnight success, it's like, no, they were working on that for a while. But then all of a sudden it comes in, it could be a good tower. So this is telling me right away that when things do change, I want you to use your life experience and your past lessons and everything you've taught yourself to be able to roll with the punches. Okay. You do have positive change coming in. Transformative energy, Scorpios, you will have lots of change in your life in this lifetime. So you do have positive change coming in. You need to be confident that fortune's on your side. Okay. Don't be pessimistic. Don't ignore new offers and new blessings. Make sure that you allow for that flow of abundance, that you take that important step moving forward when you feel it's right for you. And Scorpio, my thought process here is that you had a painful ending. You had someone probably backstab you. So maybe you're not trusting new ventures. Let's take business, for example. Maybe some things went really poorly in business. Thought you could trust someone, you get backstabbed, you lose your job, you lose your finances, someone screws you over on a deal, anything, right? You can apply this to any aspect of your life. But there was a 10 of swords, 10 of air moment where it was like, well, this didn't work out. It's the end of a difficult situation. So you can look at that positively too. Like, now that bad shit is over with, I'm going to move forward in the right direction. Right? So maybe there was something that was very hurtful, something that didn't go your way, something that felt like it was a painful ending. Expect things to get better now. So you have to have that positive mindset, Scorpio, knowing that you're going to roll with the punches. When things don't go well, you need to be able to expect that things are going to get better. And then you need to allow yourself to have that revelation and to be able to spread your wings again and be able to be like, okay, things are going to get better. I can take this new opportunity. I can go in this direction. I can go in this direction. This is a new business venture. This is a beautiful opportunity for me. This seems promising, right? So don't sit in the negativity. That might be a lesson for you. That might be the shadow work. Maybe you're someone that sits in the negativity too much because of shit that's happened. So you block yourself from all the beautiful things you're supposed to be going towards. So but the wheel did come up in upright. So you do have positive things coming. You may need to make the first step, or you may need to accept an offer, or you may need to allow yourself to trust yourself in moving forward. Just because something happened that was painful in the past doesn't mean you need to live there forever. You can move forward. There's good things coming in. You had a revelation. You trust your life experience from when things did go bad, but you learned from it, right? And you moved on. So maybe this is telling me that the shadow work for you is learning how to get out of that negative thought pattern, trust yourself, and how to really allow yourself to learn your lessons and take from your life the experiences that have helped to teach you so that you can move forward, have that new opportunity, and allow the wheel to turn. You could literally be your Scorpio, you could be the wrench in the wheel because of a negative mindset or because of lamenting and focusing on these tower moments instead of taking it as a life experience and as a lesson, something you can grow from. So go within and heal the trauma surrounding some of those past upsets that didn't work out for you so that you can pull your own damn wrench out of the wheel and let the wheel turn, okay? Let the wheel turn, Scorpio. There's good things coming. All right, Scorpio. I had a feeling Scorpios was going to be good too. Like as soon as I was like shuffling, I'm like, oh, Scorpios got so much shadow work in their life. They've got all this transformative energy and okay, Sagittarius. Moving right along to Sagittarius. We're at like almost an hour and a half already. Okay. Shadow work is deep, right? And there's a lot. And I know I didn't go super deep into each and every sign, but Sagittarius. Show me the shadow work for my... No, it's not ready yet. I would immediately start to pull and they were like, mm-mm. Okay, show me Saggy's shadow work. What does my Sagittarius need to see for their shadow work? What does my Sagittarius need to learn in this lifetime? What do they need to focus on now with their shadow work? Shadow work for Sagittarius. Okay. Shadow work for Sagittarius. Queen of Air right away. Shadow work for Sagittarius. All right. So, I'm laughing because the Dreamer came out and the Dreamer's not a Sagittarius card. The Dreamer is the 0 card. It's also known as the Fool in the traditional deck. But the reason why I'm laughing is because I've always considered Sagittarius people to be kind of dreamers. They like adventure, they like travel, they tend to be someone that wants to dream big, and they're wanderers, right? Wander the world, and just kind of they tend to be someone that kind of just has that faith that things will work out, and they just go for things, and I love that about Saggies. But the Sagittarius got the Fool or the Dreamer card, which is also Archangel Metatron. But just to kind of jump into this a little bit, this right away is telling me that I think you need to move on from something that you were unsure about in the past and just go for it. But it's going to take you things will get better, but it's going to take you actually like either cutting something out or moving on from something that's happened in the past, because it's the end of a difficult situation for you. So the Six of Air came out as well, right? Moving on, moving to calmer waters. Things are looking up. It could be taking a trip, which Sagittarius loves to travel, right? So it could be the end of a difficult situation, and maybe you haven't let go of that yet. So Queen of Air right away. More than anything, the Queen of Air, like I said, intelligent, intellectual, witty. They know what is their teachers. They know what's going to work for them and they know what's not. So the Queen of Air, as a level of advice on shadow work, is actually clearing away the things that no longer serve you. The Queen of Air in the traditional, she's got that sword in her hand. She has no qualms with cutting shit that does not serve her for her highest good. Now, sometimes the Queen of Air can get a bad rep for being cold or for being um, sometimes outspoken, but that's more of a distorted Queen of Air energy. The Queen of Air in the upright actually can be very loving. They tend to be, very informative to others. They want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. They want to make people laugh. They want to have good conversations. But as a lesson aspect, the Queen of Air talks about cutting out shit that doesn't serve you. So, speaking of shadow work, the bottom of the deck is Two of Air. So, coming into this situation, something that you might need to heal to move forward with your shadow work is you may have had something come up that you're indecisive about. You're indecisive about, is this person right for me? Is this situation right for me? Am I really going to keep putting up with the way that person talks to me? Because that's something too, right? If someone's toxic towards you, if someone has bad, shitty ass energy and they constantly project it towards you, are you going to keep taking it? Or are you going to step back, know your worth, respond with kindness and compassion to others, and cut that person out of your life? Or just enough, even if it's someone that you can't really cut out of your life, but just to back away, stop giving as much energy to it, right? So really the shadow work here is being able to move forward, going for what you want, following your dreams, but doing it in a way that is clear and concise. Be realistic, but also follow your dreams. Just because you're realistic doesn't mean that you can't still go for what you want and take that leap of faith. It just means first maybe you need to cut some shit out that doesn't serve you. And then go for what you want and move on from that shit in the past with the Two of Air that, you were at a stalemate with somebody, or maybe you ignored the problem. That's Two of Air too, right? Nope, no issues. I'm not seeing any issue. I don't care. I'm not going to make a decision. I don't give a fuck. Right? But obviously, it's still affecting you. You're at a stalemate. Cut the things out that don't serve you. Be independent too. That's the Queen of Air too. Queen of Air is independent. That's why she has no problem cutting fucking shit out that doesn't serve her. Because she is good on her own and she knows that she's going to do what's right moving forward and she's going to be okay. Queen of Air in the Light Seers deck, which I love the Light Seers deck, has her heart in this little cage on the bottom of the card. So it's using logic. It's thinking very realistically and very, intelligently. It's not using your heart to make decisions, it's using your head. So maybe in the past, part of the wound that we need to heal is that maybe you weren't letting yourself use your head to move forward on decisions. Maybe you were stuck in your head, not willing to make a decision about something. So look at what was holding you back from making that decision. Speak your truth, Saggy, from a place of kindness and compassion. Move forward and have objective decision making. Use your head. But don't forget to be a dreamer here too. Use your head. Take that leap of faith. Once you've realistically cut out what you don't need and decided to move forward independently, be the dreamer, and then move on from that. Part of your shadow work is seriously moving on from things that you're stuck on from the past. Don't know what it was, but you're stuck on something from the past. You kind of pretended like it wasn't even an issue, but it still affects you, and you know it does. And you haven't cut it out yet, or you haven't focused on what you truly want yet. So you haven't healed why that situation made you stuck, or why you weren't willing to face the decision at hand. But be realistic in your response. See the humor in a situation. That's a big one too. The Queen of Air is very witty. See the humor. Clear out the shit that no longer serves you. And then take that leap of faith and follow your dreams and move forward. And, things are going to get better. This is the end of a difficult situation for you. But you have to heal what was holding you back and then make the decision you need to make. Cut out the things that you need to cut out so that you can move forward. Looks like you're moving on from something. If you let yourself move on, you'll move on from it. But go within and see what's holding you back. What's keeping you from pretending like it's not a problem? Or what's keeping you from holding on to people that don't serve you? What's keeping you from not speaking your truth? What's keeping you from, following emotional triggers and not using your logic? Food for thought, Sagittarius. All right, moving right along to my Capricorn shadow work. Capricorn shadow work. So Capricorn cards are often represented by the devil. And we often associate the devil with shadow work, right? Just a little tarot wisdom for you. Capricorn shadow work. What do my Capricorns need to see? All right, Cappy. Capricorn shadow work. Capricorn shadow work. Capricorn shadow work. Okay. All right. So we got the Three of Fire. So I know we've talked about this card before. It's that positive move forward, waiting on the ships to come in, foreseeing that something big is coming in. Things typically look good, right? So you're like, this is working out. This is going to come in for me. So I'm going to be patient and wait on it to come in. Three of Wands, which is Three of Fire, is also like long-term plans, right? So you're good where you're at. You see things that are going to get even better, and it signifies abundance. But things are looking good, right? You're chilling. You're waiting on the rest of the great things that you expect to come in. Then it goes to the moon. The moon is often our insights as well, but it can be like secrets that aren't out yet. It's illusions, and sometimes it can represent delusions. Sometimes it also, the moon can represent, things that haven't come out yet. So maybe the moon is representing releasing our fears that are holding us back. And then you have the Page of Earth in reverse. So it could be not making an offer, not taking an offer. Um, Maybe you got some bad news. Maybe you're not interested in something. Maybe you're stagnant. And then Seven of Water in reverse. So Seven of Water in reverse isn't necessarily one that I'm like, oh, that's a horrible card to be in reverse. No, it's actually not bad. Seven of Water in reverse can sometimes mean that you did finally make a decision. Sometimes it means that you know what you want. In love, if this was a love reading, sometimes the of did I say that wrong? The Seven of Water. I don't remember what I just said. I'm gonna listen to it later on the playback. But the Seven of Water, in reverse, also Seven of Cups, is, you've made a decision. Maybe it was an easy decision for you to wow. Maybe it was an easy decision for you to make. Because if it was upright, that would be complex decision, something that was confusing. It could be like fantasizing. It could be having multiple different options and not knowing which one to pick, not making a decision. But Seven of Water in reverse is probably an easier decision. You already picked what you wanted. And then the Eight of Fire on the bottom of the deck. So the Eight of Fire on the bottom of the deck is, things moving quickly. It can even be hasty conversation. But the delays are over. Things are moving forward quickly. So the shadow work that I think you need to work on here is you do have these beautiful things coming in. And this is actually a really easy decision to make for you. It seems like it would be like, wow, there's a lot of abundance here. Things are going to come in that are even more wonderful. But you Capricorn, I think, are afraid of something, and you're holding yourself back from actually taking that step forward. Things are moving quickly, and that may scare you too. But I think the shadow work that you need to do is actually go within and see what scares you about this moving so quickly. It's going to be good. Logically, as a Capricorn, I'm sure you went through all of the ins and outs, the pros and the cons already. So what's holding you back? Fear. You don't seem to want to take a new offer that so clearly is a good idea for you. It's so clear that this is going to bring in even more abundance and beautiful things are going to come in, and it's moving really quickly. And is part of the fear that you don't think you deserve it? Because you do. You do deserve it. You do deserve this wonderful abundance, Capricorn. But maybe you don't feel stable in it because it is so quick. Earth energy is slow. It's grounded. It likes to feel, things are appropriate at the right time. Sorry about the voices. So sometimes when things move too quickly, it can be scary for you, Capricorn. But I want you to go within and heal that, because you deserve this to come in quickly because you've worked for it. You do have abundance. You do have, things look good. There's these long-term plans that you've made, that you've worked on, and abundance is coming in. Good things are coming in, but you're holding yourself back. And maybe you're holding yourself back because it's coming in too quickly, and you're a grounded energy that likes to stay grounded and stable. And you don't like when shit's too quick. But your shadow work is your fears holding you back. So I want you to go within, and look at what is making me not trust this situation, even though I know I've done my due diligence. I know it's a good offer. What in my past, or what in my wounds from my previous injuries, emotionally, physically, energetically, what is holding me back? What am I fearing? Why don't I think I deserve this? What happened, maybe in the past Oh, this came in. Wow. Okay, this is somebody's shadow work. Um, in the past, something came in really quickly that you thought you could trust, and it seemed like it was a good opportunity, and you were a little nervous about going for it, but you just went for it, and you accepted the offer, and something happened that didn't work out in your favor. So now you're more leery about it and trying to maintain very grounded aspect. But not everything that comes in quickly should you avoid, because it's not worth it. It's worth it. You're worth it. And you've done your due diligence. Seven of Waters in reverse. You already know this is a good opportunity for you, and it was an easy decision to make. But now you're fearing that you made that decision so easily. Like, oh, well, am I fooling myself? Like, is this really not that good for me? What shithole is going to manifest, pop up if I take this opportunity, right? You're living in your fears. You're not letting yourself let that kind of come out and take that, make those long-term plans and allow this to come in as quickly as it wants to. Get out of your comfort zone, Capricorn. Address your fear. There's something you're holding yourself back from, even though you think it's a really good idea or you think it's, wonderful, and it's coming in quickly and that scares you. So look at why you're holding yourself back from something. Look at what your fears are, where they started from, and why you would also fear something that's moving quickly. Trust yourself, Capricorn. Even if you've been fooled in the past, we're wiser now, right? We've healed from those things. So continue to heal from those things and release the fear surrounding the initial wound. My Capricorns are so successful. Like, seriously. Okay. On to Aquarius. I'm shuffling for Aquarius now. It's a long video. I apologize. I'm going to try to get done by 2 hours. But we will see what messages come out and what needs to be shared. Aquarius. What does my Aquarius need to see? Aquarians, what is your shadow work? Shadow work for Aquarius. Shadow work for Aquarius. Shadow work for Aquarius. Okay. Shadow work for Aquarius. 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 Anything else? Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, it's the first time this one's been out all reading. Queen of Water. So your shadow work first popped out as Queen of Water. This can go either way when it comes to shadow work, but first things first that I just immediately saw is Aquarius. I want you to make sure that you haven't blocked off your heart chakra. Even if someone's taken advantage of your heart in the past, okay? Even if someone said mean things to you, even if someone's taken too much from you, maybe you had been a very loving, giving person that sometimes gave too much, and then you kind of got burned out. Please make sure that you heal the heart chakra, Aquarius, because that's affecting how you feel about yourself, and it's also affecting your movement forward. So what we got was, of course, Queen of Water. That's someone who's very, very much an empath, typically very patient, very loving, very kind, very tender-hearted. It's also about trusting your intuition. and caring for yourself as well as others, right? So Aquarius, that was the first one out. Then we have the Ace of Fire again. Have you noticed that a lot of the shadow work that comes up is it's talking about things that you need to do moving forward, like new adventures, new things, like a lot of us maybe are holding ourselves back from certain things because of our wounds. So I just want to point that out now that we're, 11 in of the 12. So next was the Ace of Fire, the Knight of Fire. You got a lot of fire energy as far as like what it's telling you to do, things that you need to do with your shadow work, Aquarius, has a lot to do with your passion and your drive. And I think that what had happened is you had closed your heart chakra off, and now you're not moving forward passionately. But anyway, Knight of Fire and Six of Fire. Six of Fire, of course, is that victory and recognition. Good news is on its way. You will get the recognition and the awards that you deserve. But honestly, I feel like I kind of already got this message right away for you, Aquarius. Maybe you were expecting someone to offer you something that they didn't after you had overgiven your emotional cup of love to them. You cared a lot. You took care of this person, and maybe they didn't give you the new beginning or the offer or the apology or the support, or maybe they didn't return what you thought you were going to get. First of all, let me say, no matter how loving and kind you are, fill your own cup of love first. Don't expect a damn thing back from anybody when it comes to emotional fulfillment. Nobody else can emotionally fulfill you but you. Expecting somebody else to return a level of emotional fulfillment after we've given all that we can give to somebody and we've overgiven is borderline manipulative behavior. Because why are you expecting that other person to be able to show you all of this additional emotional love and compassion and fulfillment when you're the one who overgave in the first place? I see this a lot with parents, actually, too. Especially with like empty nest syndrome, when a mom had spent, a lot of her years taking care of her children, being there for them, and then they don't have anyone to give that energy to anymore. They feel like they don't know what to do after their kids leave and separate, and it's hard for them to let go. Pour that love into yourself. I'd like to say that you were balanced the whole time, still giving yourself love and them love, but we know how that goes sometimes. So, give yourself grace and compassion. You did your best, and it's lovely that you're able to give love. But make sure you're not giving too much and burning yourself out to where then you have no passion left to go for what you want. Then you have trouble getting to the point where you can do that Ace of Wands, that Ace of Fire, where you feel like you don't have enough fucks left to even give to move forward in your own direction. So that's one message for some of you. Some of you, Aquarius, you're very loving, but you've given too much. You've gotten hurt in the past about it. But you're given too much and you do not have the drive and the passion to move forward. So you need to go within, make sure you fill your own cup of love, that you don't give too much, and that we can balance this so that you still have the drive and the passion and the energy to be able to move forward for your dreams and goals, things that are going to bring joy to your life. That was just one message, but I'm going to go back to the initial message that I had gotten off of this, which is actually that you'd closed your heart off and not allowing yourself to move forward, not allowing yourself a sense of adventure. So what this is telling me is to open your heart, Aquarius, heal the heart chakra, and that you do have an exciting new opportunity, but you got to open your heart first. And that's giving and receiving love. The heart chakra is also feeling joy, right? So no matter what has happened in the past, no matter how you were hurt initially, the heart chakra is about an equal give and take, right? So if I fill up my cup of love and I give a little bit of love to this person, and then I give a little bit of compassion and love to that person, and then I give a little bit of compassion and love to that person, that's fine. I'm going to go home and refill my own cup anyway. I don't expect them to, when I just gave them a little bit of my cup, for them to give some of that back to me, right? That's okay. I fill up my own cup of love. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus, Aquarius, on keeping your heart chakra open and balanced. For all that you give out, refill yourself. Also, if you don't receive love, even an unrequited love situation where you gave and gave and gave and expected this person to love you back, and you're like, they never loved me back. It's okay. Trust the energy someone gives you. Doesn't mean you have to close yourself off and not feel joy and love. It just means you're not going to get it from that person. So that's okay. And it's okay that you still gave them love, right? We can give kindness and compassion to everybody, but we also have to give it to ourselves. So don't close your heart off, okay? I still want you to feel joy and contentment. I still want you to feel like you can give and receive love. So I think, Aquarius, you need to work on the heart chakra so that you can actually move forward. I'm not sure what the original wound was. I had a couple things that popped up that I mentioned, but what I'm seeing here is if you open your heart chakra, Aquarius, and you do that shadow work on keeping your heart open and feeling joy in your life, that you do have an exciting new opportunity that's going to come in. It's going to be something very passionate. It's going to be something that is more quick moving, and it's going to bring you a victory as well as some form of recognition. But you got to open your heart to receive it, okay? All right, Aquarius. Hope that was helpful. Last one. I don't think I'm going to make under 2 hours, and I'm not going to short my Pisces just to make under 2 hours. But let's see. Pisces. Pisces shadow work. Pisces shadow work. Pisces, what do we need to work on, my fishies? Okay, I just almost started singing Just Keep Swimming. Maybe that message was for somebody, or maybe I'm just a lunatic who was thinking of Dory from Finding Nemo. I don't know. Shadow work for Pisces. Last shuffle. Okay, yeah. Shadow work for Pisces. Shadow work for Pisces. What can you show me? What do my Pisces need to learn and work on? Shadow work for Pisces. That one was not supposed to fall. That was my sleight of hand. Shadow work for Pisces. There we go. Last shuffle. Anything else? Shadow work for Pisces. Yeah, okay. Pisces, you got release on the bottom of the deck, which is the death card in the traditional. So release. Archangel Azrael. So coming into this, Queen of Water came out again. It didn't come out the whole damn reading, and that came out for Aquarius and Pisces. So maybe Pisces has some of the same things they want to work on from what I just got with Aquarius. Okay. So please feel free to rewind and watch Aquarius as well. Interestingly enough, the last Aries to Pisces reading I did, the Aquarius and the Pisces message actually both resonated. They both seemed like they were relating. So maybe you are dealing, maybe Pisces, you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. Maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius. Maybe you have a lot of karmic lessons with an Aquarius. I don't know. Look at that for yourself. Okay. So Pisces, with this coming in immediately and us talking about shadow work, and then the bottom of the deck coming into it is release. There's a part of your past, or maybe still a part of your present, that's supposed to have ended. It's done. Okay. Something that no longer serves you, something you were supposed to transform out of, whether that be a situation, an energy, a thought process. But release is all about the end of a phase or a situation. It's death, it's rebirth, it's transformation, it's, spiritual transformation. It's learning our lessons. And guess what else? It's time to move on, Pisces. Move on. I'm sorry for getting so right up in there, but like something, the guides were like literally telling me, like, tell them to just move the fuck on. So I'm sorry for I love you, Pisces. But part of your shadow work is releasing something and moving on from something that is not for you. You have so much beautiful love coming in your life, okay? You have people that love you. You have people that appreciate you. Love yourself, Queen of Water. But the big message here that immediately came out was, my guide's telling me to yell at you, to tell you to move on. So I apologize, but go in and look at it. That's what shadow work's about. It ain't fucking easy. There's something that you need to move on from, Pisces. All right, moving forward, looking into this, we have the Queen of Water. So kind, compassionate, loving. The heart chakra again, right? Six of Water. So 6 of Cups, 6 of Water. This can be family. This can be family situations. This can be children. This can be past lives, past loves. It could be past life soulmates, memories from childhood. And then 5 of Fire, competition, struggle, fighting, perceiving a struggle, details that are bothersome, conflict with others. What I just got is there may be a Queen of Water type energy in your family, or it could have even been an ex. It could have even been a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio ex, or family member. But I think there was like a water energy, maybe an older water energy in your life. But basically, there's a caregiver, someone who was loving or supposed to be loving, or a caregiver type person in your life that is from your past that you had a lot of struggle with. There was a lot of fighting. Things didn't work out. And I think this is telling me that you, Pisces, actually need to now trust your intuition, care for yourself as well as others, right? Don't close yourself off. Keep the heart chakra open. Care for yourself and others. But you may have had a lot of conflict with someone from childhood, or a family member, or an ex from a while back, or even an ex that you have children with that you haven't released yet. You're holding yourself back. You may have closed off your heart chakra. Or maybe there's something, actually, I just got this too. Pisces, maybe you're having a lot of trouble with a Queen of Water energy in your life right now, but you feel so connected to them because you're romanticizing the past. And, sometimes people are supposed to be in our lives for certain periods of time, but then we're supposed to learn things from them and release that energy and move forward, because you can't take everyone with you. Great if we could, if they were good energy, if our vibrations matched, right? But let's say you did a lot of work on yourself and you kept working on your spiritual growth and your spiritual transformation, but maybe you didn't release someone that you felt a lot of love and you cared a lot for, and you miss them, or you have a lot of memories and history with them. And so Queen of Water to Six of Water, maybe you care about them a lot, but you didn't, you're just thinking about a lot of the stuff from the past, even though it's causing a lot of conflict. Maybe you didn't release it yet, even though it's not meant to stay as part of your life because it's causing a lot of conflict. Maybe it's time for you to release somebody, or the romanticized energy of someone. Maybe they changed too, but you guys grew apart. Maybe you guys are no longer meant to be in each other's lives. And that's okay. We have several soulmates. We have several people that are just wonderful energies. Some of them are shitty energies that are meant to be in our lives at certain times. Maybe we're supposed to experience things together. Maybe we're supposed to, be able to learn a lesson from somebody. Maybe they're supposed to be a good support network for us during this time in our life when we're going through this. And it helped them and it helped us, right? Maybe it's a karmic that you were supposed to fucking release, because now they're just causing conflict in your life and holding you back. Maybe they're even competing against you now. So the shadow work that you need to do, I'm just going to sum up here for you. Definitely want to make sure that you release what no longer serves you. You definitely want to make sure if there's energies that are around you that are causing a lot of conflict, that you're not holding on to that because you're holding on to a memory of what it used to be and wanting it to be that again. Even if you care about someone, you can care about someone and let them go, right? If your energies don't match anymore, if it's not the right resonance anymore, just let it go. Release it, Pisces. Whoosha. Whoosha. Keep your heart open though, and you do have good soulmates around you. And it does look like you have family members that care about you. You have people from your past that care about you. It does look like you have a lot of love to give and a lot of love to receive. But something is causing a lot of conflict because of something you haven't released. And like I said, this can be an ideal. This could be the ideal that you need to be everything for everybody and give too much. Maybe that's what you need to release, Pisces. Maybe a past love or a family member is actually causing a conflict with a goal that you have moving forward. And you're having trouble moving forward with what you truly want because of how much love you have for somebody or something from the past. Take a look at that for yourself, Pisces. But no matter what you do, I want you to look at what you're holding on to. Release what no longer serves you. Heal the wound that made you think you had to hold on to that made you think that you were responsible for that person, that made you think that you had to keep giving love to someone that maybe stopped giving it to you because of the way you romanticized your past with that person. Let go of the thought process that you have to be the one to overgive, even when other people are controversial and combative. Stand in your truth. Know your worth. And the biggest part here that just kept coming up was release what doesn't serve you and keep your heart open. Oh, I hope these shadow messages were beneficial for all of you, but at least some of you. Shadow work is very, very, very crucial. Please do not be one of those delusional people that never looks at what we need to heal from within. I'm staring at you right now because most of us have been there, right? I'm not saying go beat down on yourself and act like, oh, there's nothing good about me and I'm horrible and this and that. No, you're wonderful, but we're all learning and we all have wounds. And different coping mechanisms that we've come up with that maybe are distorted because of the wound. And then we continue to grow up and we continue to use the same coping mechanisms that we once used to help keep ourselves safe, but maybe it doesn't apply anymore. Maybe because those situations that previously caused us issues aren't even a part of our life anymore, but we're still allowing ourselves to be triggered by things that hit us in a place that was previously wounded that we never healed. So I'm big on Reiki and energy work. If any of my viewers need help with this, if you need help with this, like virtually, I can help that way anywhere in the world, as long as you have internet access, right? But if you need help with this, like hands-on energy work, I do acupuncture, and I also do Reiki, and I do intuitive counseling. So if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, or the surrounding areas, or if you're visiting out here and you want to book a personal session, or if you want to book some energy healing, please reach out through my email, JHawksND@gmail.com. Other than that, this has been a beautiful, beautiful, hopefully very helpful reading. And shadow work can be beautiful when you look at all the lessons and when you look at all the beautiful blessings you're now going to allow into your life, and you look at how balanced you are after doing that inner work compared to what used to trigger you and how you used to emotionally react to things. And then you start seeing that once you heal yourself, you can literally help heal every situation in your life and every relationship in your life. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a beautiful Labor Day weekend. And if you do have some free downtime, take a look at some of this stuff for yourself, okay? Take care. Bye.